There we go. We're officially on. Oh, I actually need to sign in. Oh, I didn't think this through. Am I even signed in? I am signed in. Alright, so there's my chat. There's my references. There's the email notification saying I'm now officially live. So we're making good progress. Hello everyone that somehow stumbles across this stream. I am just getting on with some animation work. I essentially wanted to go back to one I already completed just to ease myself back into it. I've been on holiday for the past week, which means I am rusty. So I'm going to go back to my horse animation I did in the previous 2 streams a few weeks ago. And I'm going to improve it because I noticed a few things, and to get it ready for portfolio I wanted to make it better. Last time you saw it, it didn't have a background or anything unless you watched a video, which I think over 300 people did, which is nuts. So you know there's only like 45 people that are subs. So yeah, we're just getting on with that. And as per usual, I have the Minecraft music on in the background. There we go. And turned down to a reasonable volume. Oh, there's that one there. Those are my streaming links. That's my documents. And this is the horse. So I'm just going to do this about an hour or so. I'm exhausted, being honest with you. But there's that one. So, if I play this. Oh, it's adorable. Outline. Show. All, so everything is on show. Panels, perspective. Perspective. Just want to make sure I've actually still got everything, so turn the hardware fog off. There we go, so if I... Whoa, that's bright. That's even brighter. Whoa. Like that. So that's the sky we've got. Where's my... Show that. Oh, okay, so there's my hay. And if I... Aha! Welcome to my humble barn. We got this, well, essentially it's a scan, to my knowledge, of an actual barn. So in all that realistic low res, and on top of that, if I go back, we've got a skybox. It's got blinding light, nice setting around, and we got some hay bales that I actually paid for, unlike the other 2 items which are free, to come up with this. If I was to play this, this is what I have at the moment. Lagging a little bit. Not bad. But I noticed here with the leg, for example, that there's a lot of weird movement over here. And also, once it's on the ground, you'll find that a lot of it is clipping through the floor. So if I just go back here and hide that because it's taking up so much, and hide that and bring it back to 6 so we can actually see it. This is a good idea. Can't see that bit there. Like that. There we go. Now you can see. We've got a lot clipping through the floor. For example, it's like here. The normal amount of clipping is fine, but this is just... It's too easily noticeable. Same way, this is just broken from this angle with the leg. That's one thing to have it in. Like, that leg's alright. But I need to bring this down here, because essentially the leg's laying down like this, but my shoulder blade is up here somewhere. For comparing the arm to the horse's back. I'm going back to my references and doing some minor TLC. Actually, I should be able to get the Yeah, no one's commented, of course. That's playing there, so we at least know that's going well. So yeah, if you do find this, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see me do it again. I do animation videos. I'm incredibly exhausted, so now's probably not the best time to be streaming, but it's been a busy week. I've been in Cornwall, of all places. It's a place in England for any of those that aren't in England and have no idea what Cornwall is. So yeah, tonight's just a chill and animate stream. I don't know how long I'm going to do it for. If it's not long, then so be it. What I'll end up doing is some animating off stream, then there's some new stuff, and then I'll upload in progress. Yo, Callum! Hello! Well, someone found me. A what? Oh! Okay. How are you? Doing well. Peace to you too. I'm just very tired. Well, it could be a good way if I could just keep the chat up on Google whilst I'm doing this. But yeah, considering you've just got here, I'll just do another quick explanation. Essentially, some of these pieces are through the floor and this pose is incredibly broken, and I am here to fix it. Now, where to begin is the actual question, because I move the body at all. The rest of this moves. And I'm assuming you saw it earlier, back when it looks like... Oh, back when it looked like this. Hahaha, look at that. That's just blinding. I gotta be careful here. If I have too much, I'm gonna crash my stream. Anyway, I had that for rendering when I was going through the background stuff. There we go. Oh, this is very eerie here. Anyway, there was better... Aha, I know why there's no sky dome. There we go. The fact that the eyes are so, like, reflective, it always bugs me. Because from this distance, it just looks like... It looks like glass. I know eyes are, like, supposed to reflect back, but the reflectiveness is insane on that. It might just be the light is so omnidirectional, that might be the case. There is, man. You are a hard-working man, be storing, you're tired. Nah, man. To be fair... There we go. But yeah, to be fair, this is a summer holiday. I am meant to be resting. I've got university in September, but there's a lot of stuff I need to learn, and I need to improve a portfolio. I need to continue networking. I need to increase social medias. There's so much I should be doing, but I've only been doing it in small doses since the summer began. But one of the things I need to definitely be doing is resting. Anyway, I'll close... Oh, that is blinding. There we go. But yeah, one thing I definitely need to be doing is resting with this one, but I also got so much I want to do as well. So yeah, we're just going to sort of chill stream every couple of minutes or so. I will check chats. I need to move this. I need to move this entire body up. Just keeping this similar. If I move that, is that causing in the ground? No. Sort of. If I do that. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. But then if this is up here. Mind you, it doesn't matter if I cause too much issue here, because I can always just back out and restart this bit. Yeah, as expected, that's causing a lot of issue. Because I can rotate all of this into a similar position, but now suddenly the neck is not relaxed at all. In order to relax the neck, I need to drop this down. But then it also leaves me with a very weird contortion. So we'll just back up all of that. Continue backing up. There we go. So yeah, if we grab my value up 6.4 minus 6.7, so minus 6, no, that's going up, minus 7, it's going down. Okay, we got something there. And we just kind of want it to hold a pose because we've got all this extra movement here that we just simply do not need. Do I even have my... I do! Oh, that is huge. So you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to remove all of this extra frameage. I have clearly not removed enough. I don't want any movements beyond here. There we go. And then we're going to grab everything on 145, Control C, Control V. That broke everything. There we go. And we're going to move this up to 160. There we go. So at least we've got like a nice pause at the ends now. And then I'm going to save this. And I'm going to save as this. And we're just going to call this refinement. So the final stage that takes the longest. Now let's look at this. Ah, okay, no more common sense. But yeah, I should be resting, but I also should be doing 100 other things at once. I used to tell myself off quite a lot for not working. Okay, that's nicer. I think it should also hold the pose up here a lot more. That is not doing anywhere near as much as I'd want. First off, with this neck, I want it to hold 65 longer. Not go down to 70. Straight through the ground. Mind you, everything I'm going to do here is going to fundamentally break it, I reckon. Ooh, actually that offset works really nicely. Just a really weird twist here that I need to fix. What are the curves looking like here? I think I'm going to have to do some curve refinement. That's alright. Yeah, that works. Need to make the legs rise a little bit on impact over here. Is the rest of the neck affected? Yes, when it goes into the ground here. So it's all the ones at 80. If I just got cheeky. There we go. So let's try to make this a little more comfortable because this is twisted to high heaven. And you can straighten out on the actual impacts here. And I reckon we could have this lift up. We can rise out the ground a little bit. Have a little down. Yep. And what do we have here? But yes, if you are in the chat, just say something. I will see it eventually. The head rises here, but the head... I reckon the neck should lift much earlier than that. Bang. And it should stay at 95 rather than rising out of the ground. Where's my tween machine? There you are. And then here at 105 it is already well up. So let's move everything back down. Oh, that's moved it. And then have it turn caps locks off. There we go. Got a lot of wiggly movements here. We want to hold this pose much longer. Want this pose to last a lot longer as well. 25. We're going to have to retime a lot of these blinks as well. I don't like where the head is at 136. And 17. Hold it to 125. 136. How do you look now? Okay, we'll have to build up to it. I want this to be a bit more forwards if we can. I want a little bit of switching movement here. Bring the bar all the way up. Just focusing on this final section at the moment. And let's save what we've got. The keyframes are there. Rather than looking at the reference now, we're now kind of just... I can look at the reference for a better understanding. But I need to just focus on making it our own and making it look good. First thing I want to do is get this leg out of the underneath the grounds. Best way to do that would be to bring everything up here. If I was to do that, suppose the leg position completely changes. I would just grab the entire horse. Like, that's where that is, and a lot of this angle is incredibly awkward. And if I was just to rotate that down, this is where we might do some changes. If I was to rotate that down, no. If I was to move these back down to the ground, let's that look for a pose. Something less extreme. That's more like it. I'll save this as a We'll say this has a variation. Oh. It's gonna look very crummy now. Yep. Movement's 146. That pose looks a lot more natural. Don't know. Just save this and we'll go back to 24. I made too many changes. What makes more sense here? It's a clear attempt at this bit. No, I don't want anywhere near this direction. If we do have it up there, we want it to stay there. TLC. Get the pose at 95. Does that look? Looks pretty standard. Legs clipping the ground. we got this one. We need to get this one up in the air. Rotate. That's got the majority of the leg out the ground. How does that look though from 80? Okay, I see a future where this works. Just needs a tense. Just needs to come in a little faster. Okay, not that fast. This brings back memories, this particular tune. Oh, got a nice little kickback there. Yep, it's saving that. Now I just need that sort of fallback for the body, because it's kind of like an after impact. Deliberately exaggerated. Boom. Problem is whenever I move this bit to affect the torso, it always affects the head. This needs to continue rotating. Rotate back. Gonna look rough, this bit. Okay, not that far then. No, I don't like that. The whole thing's just juddering on the whole thing is just sort of flinching on the spot. Kind of works here. Okay, let's make the positioning of this better. And then we can stop straining the head. Stop straining this neck as much. Chance to rotate. When it gets to here, this should already be coming inwards. Wow, is that seriously where the head goes if I just let that? It's cool. There we go. Land. Then at 90 it goes all the way back over here. Then what if I just let it stretch? Yeah. No, that's promising. It shouldn't jump as... Like, the next shouldn't jump at 85 as much. Okay, so that can be impact. That's 100. Yeah. No, that's fine. It just needs to sort of rest a little bit. At 95, the head shouldn't be in the ground, for starters. What about if I just got rid of the frames at 90? Yep, head, body. We kind of got the impact going through the body now. Looks a lot more natural. Don't want to get rid of what we originally had. Save that. There. Hey! Hi, can you upload it after stream? Sure. There you go. Yeah, welcome. I'm more than happy to upload. I'm more than happy to upload this after stream. Although the whole, you know, the whole stream will be here as well. But if it's just the final result you're looking for, then yeah, it'd be quite nice to show off actually. I probably want to change the background a little bit. Really change the play blast. Yeah, damn. Hope you're doing well. Yep, there it is. There it all is. We're only half an hour. We're only half an hour in, and it's already starting to look a lot better. But what about? Okay, play it back to 160 from the rollover. Got to decide on the camera angle. I hear jump and flinch. At 100, we need a moment of rest. 105 is already coming up. Wait, that'll be the blink. What if I was just to... Come on, behave, Maya. It's not behaving. Why aren't you behaving? It's already coming up here. It's already ready by 110. It's coming up at considerable speed as well. Why is this? Oh, it keeps grabbing the line. There we go. That's fine at 110. It kind of just speeds into 115 a bit too quickly. There's a lot of frame information here. That shouldn't even be possible. So now what happens if I... Yeah, no, it's taking its time here now. That bit's good. Just very awkwardly goes from there to there. 140, 141. The rest pose itself definitely needs to be different. Like there, that's... get rid of those. What other information is causing this? So 120 is good. 125, okay. There's no foot information whatsoever there. There's no any of that information. It's all body. 120 is all body. 110, 120, 125, 130. I prefer. Definitely prefer all the information on that. So I grab that, move it over. Ooh, okay. We just had too much messy framework here. 35, 1-3, 1-4, 1-4-5. We need to change the rest pose of 1-4-5. This will explain. I'll just move that there. Move that there. 3-5. That's already looking natural. There's a jump over here. Like 135 to 140. Nice. Definitely some issues we need to niggle out. Niggle. Can tweak. There's a... We're crushing the leg. Let's move the leg up. 120. No wonder we got no leg information here. It's going up. We need to increase the height of the leg. Then we need to increase the kneecap. Oh, that's the wrong kneecap. That's definitely doing well. How about you? There's a kneecap under here as well. Yep, there we go. What about this leg? Yep, there we go. So now none of the legs are clipping into the ground. What's the first thing? There we go. Plus happy, welcome. What's the first thing you like to do animating? And was that water for starters? Well, when I first started animating, the first thing we ever did, of course, was the ball bounce, because it was, you know, it was class and lessons. The first animation I ever did for the, I want to do it for fun, was a football goal kick, trying to get all the dynamics and all the feet. Long story short, didn't work. It took 14 hours to get 2 seconds of animation. I had no understanding of mechanics. I was just copying reference. But I did get like 3 good keyframe poses at the time, and it was just enough that I could make it go from one bit to another bit with like varying speed. didn't quite understand offsetting or anything like that. But it was enough to get into uni, along with the rest of my other 3D animation, 3D work and my other traditional drawing work. We're talking like, you know, in general. So, you know, example, if we're talking like, I want to animate and I want to animate today, and I wasn't streaming. First thing I'll do, making one from scratch, is I'd look for multiple references to, you know, find a movement or plan it out. Or if it's a human animation, then I'll just, I'll record myself. Once I got the movement, identify the key poses, and then I'll just keep tweaking with that, put it on steps, bump, 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 go back in and spline, reorganize the timing, put back in steps, bump, 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 improve the poses, and then I'll just keep working into it and add stuff and take away stuff and go from there. Nice, seems like you progressed a lot. Yeah, plus. The great thing is about this channel, it's more like a personal thing or a personal work. So you can see all the animations from, well, 2 years ago when I first started 3D animating. All the ones that I completed to at least some extent at the time, like successfully completed, up until current day. You can see that journey and that progress on Love It. It's why I have this channel. The stream is a new thing, so I can actually like talk to other people also interested in animation, or just at the very least for other people to go, how do you do this? Or I want to learn, what did you do differently? If I played, actually whilst you're here, I'll show you the whole animation from scratch. I don't know when you joined. This is what it's looking like currently. Oh, I love that. Mind you, I definitely want more pause. I've extended this by a second to do this, so I want more pause before he rolls over here. Or like more pause of the legs. We've got the pause of the head, but I want the pause of the legs prior to that, so to get the legs up faster maybe. But that jerk on the landing, a boof, was not there before. Same way the slowness of the head. I can actually no, I can show you what it looks like before. Watch it. Add. And that. Oh, damn, 47 subs. Thank you. I'm going to go back on here. I'm going to go on that. I'll show you what it looked like just before the stream started. There we go. And I'll play this. Actually, give you some actual HD for starters. Theatre mode, so you can see this. If I was to play this back in just like a quarter speed, so you get to see the whole animation from like slowed down. Mind you, the first half of this we haven't actually done any changes to, but it goes down, the feet buckle when it hits, there needs to be some offset in here. The feet immediately go up, which isn't what I'm looking for. And before this stream, we got a bit of offsetting with the head and the feet, but look, no impact. The horse just sank into the floor, and the head also comes directly upwards after hitting the floor. It goes bob bob, bob bob. There's no pause in that one. There's no time to think. Like the legs react and go inwards, and this goes up in the air. But there's no animation on the legs, no animation on the hips. The knees at an awkward angle. And if I was to play this in proper speed. Like there's also no slowdown with the head and the neck. It goes whoosh. There's no stop, there's no stop start. It should rest at the top and then come down. If it swishes, it looks like a 3D animation, it looks fluid, but what we need to do, we need to get it to pause at the very top. Because if you swing, there's and then you go backwards, you don't just go like thwom thwom, which to be fair will be harder to do than what I just did. And animals apply to the same laws of physics as humans do. They're just different anatomy. Like that there, like if we're talking like realistic animation with a horse, you could argue an extreme frame, but look, like this, it stays in that extreme frame for multiple seconds. So I've just got clearly got broken legs. I'm ripping into my animation a bit too much here. But yes, before we do it, oh, I love that. But before we do anything, this is what it looks like before. After the end of some off-stream work and the stream himself. Ah, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Oh, there we go. I can get chat back up again. No, it seems like you progressed a lot. At what point do you go through and start posing out the detailed controls? Like the intricate controls, the tiny tweaker... Ah! That, you see, that's the final thing. That's the final thing you do. At what point do you go through and start posing out the detailed controls? So I'm assuming like when you like the ears moving, or the horse breathing, or the eyes blinking, or like the tail swishing. In this case, mind you, hang on, let me just check my Minecraft music is. Yeah, I've got plenty left because last time it got to the end of it and copyrighted me. Like if I just highlight the tail, so you know this would count as one of those extremely intricate movements. Boom. And boom. Now you can see there's a bunch of keys. There's one on every fifth. Where I've just kind of thrown a rough version in there. No more than an advanced blockouts. And if you look at the tail as it goes, it looks fluid. Like for the first, I guess 2 seconds, if I'm being generous. Like it acts like a tail does with a bend in and bend out, where I kind of got ahead of myself. But the rest of these poses here, the tail movement's completely off, a sign that should be acting like hair. But what I've attempted to do is just block it out in advance. But I won't go back to that until the very end, once I'm happy with my hip movement. Because if I move these legs, okay, if I move these hips, suddenly these legs are now out of position, which is what's happened here, which is why there's such a harsh angle. Whereas if the hips are down here, that leg should really be rotated that direction, coming down like this for it to work. That's already... But if I also move the hips, that means the legs, it means the rotation of the hooves, and it will also mean the tail is out of sync. So you don't want to do stuff too early, you want to do it in a certain order. Like the whole reason why a lot of artists start pose to pose is just to get the main big details in first off. You want to get like the transition of weights, you want to get where the arms and where the feet are going to, you know, where the arms and legs are going to be placed, what direction is the head looking in. But you don't start focusing on timing until you have all of your key poses blocked out, and you wouldn't start, you'd maybe, let's say if we've got hands and you had a punch in one, you'd have it in a punch or you'd have it in an open, but you wouldn't start animating individual fingers until afterwards, until after you've got the movement of the shoulder, the right location of the elbow, the twist of the wrist, and then you would go onto your fingers. You'd work on it in order. Because if I was to, you know, animate the fingers, animate the hands, and then suddenly I decided that I need my shoulder placements to be up towards my neck, suddenly that will make the rig, because it's trying to build like humans, make my wrist, my elbow, my wrist, and my fingers completely change position, and suddenly I'm going to have to move my arm completely in order to get it back into the focus where I want the camera. So you don't do them to the end. Like if I go through, there's also the ears. The ears, almost no animation. Here where I'm half convinced I accidentally animated by pressing the S button. By pressing the S button. I do already have eye blinks. So that would be an extra animation that you wouldn't do till the end. Because I was quite happy with where my well, advanced blockout. One moment. It's not a lot of water. Bit of ASMR for you lot. Saves me getting out of my chair completely. I need to pack multiple water bottles next time when I'm doing this. There we go. So I hope that answers your question. Now, where did my Minecraft music go? Oh no, it is playing. I might have just got a bit too carried away in that regard. There we go. What point do you go through and start posing out detailed controls and intricate controls? So yeah, I hope I answered that question. I see you want to add some weight to the legs, like impact. Yes. Because think about it, when you impact any surface, there's always a boof. Sometimes it's, well, it depends the weight of the actual thing itself. So if you're picking up something and you're anticipating that, you will go down to pick it and there will be a slight impact where you pick up the object. But if you're a horse, let's say, or let's say you're just full human and you roll over with your entire weight, there will be a like a bouncing ball, exactly there is a reason why animators start with the bouncing ball. Like, if you do any sort of animation class at college, at university, online course, and you starting from absolute scratch, the first thing they will almost always teach you is the bouncing ball, because you can get, because every single bit of animation, whether it's creature, character, VFX, game animation, it all starts with the fundamental 12 principles, and the best way to learn them is by applying them to a ball first. This is some eerie music. Makes you sound like a supervillain. Is by applying them to a ball first, because the ball is simple, but humans are complex. Humans are many rotating pieces. It is very easy to screw up humans when you don't know what you're doing. It's very easy to screw up humans when you do know what you're doing. It's even easier to screw up animals. They're even harder than people. I better actually get some animation work done. So let's see, because right now, yes, look with the legs. The legs are there's no impact, there's no jump. It lands and immediately shrinks back through. There is really some attempt, like almost fidgeting. But where I've been working in spline and doing through this, the key poses are getting muddled. I need to put my laptop on charge. There we go, we're charging. Kicks the power leads underneath my desk. At what point do you go through P's and details? I see you want to add some weight to the legs, like a bouncy ball. Yep. So, I'm going to I'll do now for you actually. That I can do early. Ooh, one person watching. That's enough. I'm doing it for me. The fact that anyone, yeah, that's annoying me. The fact anyone is here is already a blessing. Like, the fact people actually come to watch me learn how to do this and rant, there's not a word for it, rant about animation. I love it. I didn't even tell people to subscribe, and there's 2 people who are like, you know what? I want to come back and actually see how this goes. That in itself is amazing in my head. Now, yeah, the posing's off with almost all of this. So the head lands first, the horse braces, though even then that head needs to be differently positioned, same way that neck actually. There we go, that's twisted, hits, fidgets. By 100 is all the way over here. No, I actually want this to be a bit more inwards. Okay, not that inwards. Yeah, head's already on the ground here. We'll fix you real quick. This brings back some memories. I grew up playing on the 360 version of Minecraft. So this song here, or this track, is incredibly nostalgic. Make him think. The neck was irritating me, alright? that going in the ground? It is. Of course you are. Okay, legs. I'm not quite too sure how to do the legs in this bit, because the whole reason why there's no impact is there's quite literally no keyframes here. We've got a keyframe at 100, where we want this particular pose. So, I should really have the knees in. Because while we're here... Yeah, key everything at 120. So the impacts is at 85. At 80, these two are still coming down. Fuck, we need to fix the positioning of this. Where's the... There it is. That should be coming down. There's no point adding an impact and doing the weighting if the pose is completely off. Same, I reckon that should really fall faster. Get every free to give me some... The whole reason this leg is over here in the first place is because of the reference. Oof. And at 100s, this is just broken. So move that back across so you can have some bends. That's more respectable. There's a lot more keyframe on this one. 9500. That's making no sense. 84 bang. Why don't we have that bang there? It'd make more sense. The horse can move it out the way as it comes down. Fix the position. Yeah, okay, we got a reaction almost. So we've got to think of this properly. These bottom 2 feet should both be in the air after this hit. And down again after that hit. There we go, that's already closer to what we're looking for. Of course, this back leg's doing all sorts of heinous acts. It just lands quicker than the others, but that there is not a nice... That there's not a nice pose. Do I? I think I do. Yeah. There we go. Now, where's my kneecaps? There's my kneecap. There's kneecap number 1. Bring that right down there. Just want to impact at 80. Doesn't need to be too far in. Needs it to brace. There we go. So that's already much better. So look at this. It's broken in like multiple. It's broken in like 4 places. Oh, I truly thought this was done until one of my animation friends at like uni turned around and went, "Yo, it's clipping through the floor. Fix it." I was like, yes. See, look. If you just focus on this leg here. There we go. We've got a light weighted hit here. We're also fixing the poses. This leg, all manner of funnies are happening. Because at 80 is the new positioning. At 81. Oh, okay, that's quite good. We can use that. 85. Yeah, 85 is a weird position. Comes right in. And then it travels far too quickly at 100. Yeah, I've got too much of him in the ground as well. Oh, you don't make my life easy, do you, animation? And this is why you be careful before you block it out. There we go. So that's there. Save what we've done so far. Ooh. What's the biggest difference between animating animals and humanoids? Right, you're not going to believe me. I'm going to feel really bad for saying this. You're not going to believe me, but a lot of animals have 4 legs. It's true. I can't believe it myself. Honestly, for starters, the biggest thing is probably the fact they got two sets of legs to animate that have to work in tandem with each other. Because if you got an animal that doesn't quite have full control of its legs, it's going to look drunk. Same way if you've got a human that doesn't quite have complete motor functionality, they're going to look drunk, or they're going to look like they've had a concussion. Now, to get 2 pairs of legs to sync and walk in tandem with each other, so we're just talking a walk forwards like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right timing is very difficult. But then you've also got to think of getting the weight distribution and getting the animal to, support the weight of this leg. And then on top of that, their anatomy is different. Like the leg here, you've got multiple, like I guess with the human, you've got the hip, which would be here. You've then got the knee joints, which would be there, I guess. And then you got the ankle, and then you got the knee joint, which is there, and you got the ankle joint, which would be there. But something like a horse has 3 joints in their leg, because they've got the fentlock. Their ankle can do this to a much greater extent than humans can do that. And their front legs, a lot of the time, when they're supporting their weight, is completely locked, unless it's in the air, at which point it then bends quite to extreme. You've also got to worry about the fact that the fentlock, this bit, and this bit of the leg, need to be in parallel with each other. Because otherwise, like due to anatomy and how the bones hold themselves, it would just buckle under its own weight if those aren't locked out. So, I guess in a similar regard to if we tried to walk without using our kneecaps. In that regard. And then on top of all of that, you've kind of got to keep all the laws of physics. So it's got to react to gravity. A lot of animals are either a lot lighter than people, so they're going to be a lot more sort of not angelic. What's the term when agile? They're a lot more agile than us. And it's not like a horse or a rhino or a bear. They're a lot heavier than us, which means their movements are going to be slower, or I guess more swung. In that regard, stiff. I don't quite know the wording, but their movement will be vastly different depending on the weight of the animal that you're using, and that's without trying to make it go forward or back. Because if you want to speed up a horse walk, you're going to have to then, and you push the body forward, so the body travels faster. The legs need to keep up with it, and trying to get the legs to go in tandem, or to go in sync with the body, whilst keeping the right poses that you would in a walk cycle for a creature, which are similar, I guess, for a walk cycle for a human, or very similar ideas of it. There's a reason why you layer walk cycles and not do pose to pose. This is falling over. It's a different movement altogether. So this I did in pose to pose, and now I'm going back and improving the in-betweens. But yeah, a horse, like when it comes down, the legs go down. This bit and this bit should be in parallel, which I'm going to have to fix at another time. Like this, the horse will quite literally buckle underneath its own weight. So these kneecaps should technically already be on the floor around this pose. where the feet should go up and kneecaps. This here is damage. But somehow using this rig, I need to get those knees out. I need to push those feet back. Or sort of just laying on the back of the feet. And then boom, rolling over. All I've done is I've just got it down to here in the first seconds. So I can kind of get away with it. And in the space of 5 frames, got it from here to here. So I've kind of cheated and tried to hide it as much as possible in the extreme one. Because in the first second, you're still processing it's a horse. It'll be this bit here that gets people's attention of, oh, it's playing and rolling over. But yeah, creatures are so complex, even more so than people. Like, also, with a human, you can put them in a mocap suit. You can't put a horse in a mocap suit without a lot of ethical red tape and a lot of specialist technology. There's a reason why a lot of the work in the UK for animation is with creatures in the big studios. Okay, now if I was just to play the rest of this. Yeah, I got a lot of movement here I need to clean up, which is my next job. I'm going sore. Oh wow. Who's your favourite teacher or animator? One moment. I'm just going to fill this up with water and then I'll answer your question. Alright, I am back. Time to answer your question. There we go. One of my first experiences with animation on YouTube as a whole in general was Alan Becker with his animation versus Pokemon video. That made me go, wow, this is absolutely amazing. And then later on I started looking at animation short films that was produced. I was looking at 2D animation before anything else. Animation was drawing every individual frame at the time. And then I stumbled across a channel by a guy called Howard Wimhurst, who was a graduate at Portsmouth, I believe. And he had a lot of tutorials and a lot of breakdowns of animation, and it just amazed me. And I saw his short film in the mountains with the snow and the skier and the deer and the hunter at the time. I don't quite know the name of it, but it'll be very easy to find. It won a lot of awards, and that was the video that made me go, "This is what I want to do." This is what I want to do. And then I got to college and I realised my drawing ability wasn't the best because I hadn't drawn for 2 years prior to that, and I had no digital experience. Actually, I might as well, whilst I'm here. There we go. You can talk now. I can actually see. I can see the chat handouts, and you can see me now, considering we're not animating and we're chatting at the moment. But yeah, I had no digital experience. I never touched a graphics tablet in my life trying to do this. Not until COVID during 2020, before I was to do this at college, or my sixth form at the time. The bit just before you go off to university, what you call college. It's weird how they name things like US to UK. And then they taught us a module in 3D animation, sort of. It was a crash course for everything 3D, and I loved it. I wasn't very good at it, but I loved it. Got to my first year of uni, and yeah, I sort of fell in love with it. So I ended up pursuing it as my career path in that. And I went, out of all the things, out of all the VFX, out of all the modelling, out of all the texturing, out of all the rendering and the lighting and the comp and the effects, animation is what I want to do. And I essentially went from not knowing what the buttons did when I first started 2 years ago at uni, to having an understanding of how Maya works by the first year, having an understanding of the principles by the start of the second year, and then having I'd say an intermediate understanding, still not career level quite yet, but an intermediate understanding of a lot of the fundamentals by the time I got to the end of my second year of uni. I'm now in the summer, and I'll be starting it in third year, and by the time I finish that, I should have a portfolio ready with a CV, apply out to the industry, and see what I can get. Nice, I didn't know creature animation was so apparent. Oh yeah, like Framestore is huge on creature animation. Industrial Light and Magic, so the same people that do a lot of the effects for Star Wars, they do a lot of creature. In fact, creature's sort of very demanded on a lot of the portfolios in like DNEG as well, double negative in the big companies. It depends what animation style you're looking at. Like realistic effects, a lot of the time you put a human in a mocap suit and you clean the mocap data with a lot of the time for these realistic ones. So you end up doing a lot of animals for these companies, to my knowledge. But once again, I'm a student, so if you have any like specific ones or like, you want to fact check, go on their websites, have a look at what they're hiring, or talk to people who've actively works there. Is my recommendation. Yeah, no, honestly, visit the UK. It'll make a good holiday. And well, yeah, I don't know too much about the US itself, but a lot of the pop culture I consume is there, and a lot of the internet is from there. Howard is a great animator. Watches his videos for improving posing. Yep, we watch the same videos. I'll give you that. Now back on here, because I'm here to animate. What would you love, feature, TV, or VFX? Personally, anyone that will pay me with a lot of this. Like, the animation industry is incredibly hard to get into. You can't be picky in with what you work. You got to go where the work is with a lot of this. I know there's a lot of the bigger studios are branching out into films, like their own individual, like their own self-made in-house films with a lot of this stuff. And film is something I've wanted to do from quite a young age. With all that, I was usually thinking of doing maths before this, and then yeah, that's a long story in itself. TV, it's a very fast turnaround. You got to do a lot of work in a short amount of time for TV. You got less time to polish and work on stuff. Film, you have months to work on a couple of seconds in order to get it to look good. Like quite literally 2 or 3 seconds of movement, you have months to get it right. TV, you may have 8 hours to do like 10 seconds or 10 seconds of work to get it look good. It is intense. Feature, I'm also dabbling in, and to be fair, like feature animation is more like your like pantomime animation. It's your more cartoony ones. It's your Illuminations kind of animation. And there is stylized feature animation and stylized in the UK. It's smaller than the one for film, and the one for TV, but it does look fun. But I need to get better at it. I need to practice it, and I'm currently torn between which one to go down at the moment. But at the level I am at, I just need to get better at the animation fundamentally, get better lip sync, better character animation, like acting animation. I can do action pieces already. I've got a good understanding of body mechanic, and I'm improving my creature over the past couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm in New York, is very similar to the UK. Yeah, a lot of big buildings. Busy. Looking forward to see more of our animation. Thank you. There we go. I do try to keep a... Oh, there's my... I like that background. Am I showing my screen right? Yes, I am. But yeah, no, thank you for coming down. When I'm doing the streaming, if you got any animation questions, mind you, I'm still a student myself. Still working to about a junior animator standard or like an entry level standard. Oh, what was that? Something changed it. I think that was just Spotify freezing briefly. But yeah, if you want to stick around, I'm going to continue working on this. I will keep going back and forth to look at questions, but I think I've spent the last 20 minutes yapping. Like that head's on the way down also needs a bit more work. Up and Boom. Down and then boom, boom, boom. It needs to hit the ground about here. Neck all. Boom. 5, 6. Get rid of them. There's just too much movement here at 151. Like, if it's gonna go down and around here, I need to make it twist. And then ideally I need to make it a... Yeah, it really travels there. We want to keep that if we can. Neck all. That's a 50. Slow movements there. Is get that from out of the ground, ideally. Neck, neck, neck. 140. There's too much movement here. Let's move this back down to 130. So now we've got one, we've blocked it out now. We've got advanced block out of the neck. Yeah, that's promising. It's taking its time now. Oh, yeah, I think the anatomy's a bit buggered here, for example. Like 130, like have it come up to 130. And have it transition here at 140. And 160. I want it to be more in line here. Yep, that's definitely better. We're keeping that. Keep that neck. Go back to the feet. I'm getting distracted. So, when this lands... I am showing this right. Yes, I am showing this right. Don't sell yourself short. You're pretty good. Well, I've been practicing this for 2 years now. Like, mind you, yeah, we're talking set like this. When I first had a go at this around May of 2022. I had a crash course like for 3 days at the end of my college experience, so like my first 2 years prior to university, and that was my first taste doing 3D animation properly outside of what was taught in class, which wasn't a lot when it came to animation. It was not an animation specialist that taught us in college. So I had a crash course from a games teacher at the time, and I went no way in hell, because this was just too difficult. I didn't have any understanding. Started learning it at university, and it was part of our, it was a whole module that was graded on for like 3 or 4 months. It was 4 months of learning once a week doing this, and this was what I had the most fun doing. So first time properly attempting 3D animation was May of 22. First time learning how to 3D animate was September of 22. And we're now approaching September 24, so we're almost at the 2-year mark of learning how to do this. That is crazy. Yeah, it's... But no, I honestly, I was really bad at taking compliments for a long time. So I just want to say I genuinely appreciate it. In fact, the fact you think I'm good at it. It shows I'm on the right track. It must be weird. It must be weird watching this, because you're seeing progress slowly, but you're seeing like things being moved by millimeters now because it's all clean up. I need to get that one from out of the ground. Yeah, that position. Does that position work? Need it to relax, relax. Yeah, that works. What about you? Do you work? Keep. Just focusing on that one leg at the moment. Ooh, okay, so 110 works. If I have to show you and put it on 110. I like streaming the animation content because it actually gives me an audience. It, in the best way possible, it stops me getting lazy. Because if I didn't have people keeping me in check here, I'd want to check my phone. I'd want to, keep that down. Knee cross and knee up. How does he look now? Yeah. No, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere here. It's just very floaty. So I'm gonna speed that up a little bit there. And it's that knee coming. It's that knee coming across here. It completely changes. Oh, I did not mean to press S. Don't press S when you animate. If you ever use my, do not press S. Keep that leg there. Is this in that position for any particular reason? Yes. I'm moving away from the end because it's gotten some static in the back. Ooh! I like this one. 130 and then, yep, 160 goes straight into the ground. So a lot of it with the bad leg positioning is the kneecaps. So how does that leg look now? Yeah. We got too much knee movements. Like it should land about here. And then at 90 it should relatively be not moving absolutely everywhere. What if this was to be the same position? Nope. That knee needs to move here. I just don't like the I just don't like the way that ankle looks. Yeah, have that facing forwards. And I think this is also causing it here. That's a lot of little chirpy movements, not quite particularly going any direction. Like here is a cluster. Bang, bang, that works. Out to go in. I can work on the floatiness another time, but we need to get the positioning fixed first. But that floatiness we can fix after by adding frames here, but we need to get the blocking pose properly done. And in here, that leg shouldn't, really just shouldn't move. Or if it does move, it needs to be consistent. I'll have a look at chat again and see if people have commented. Nope. Oh. Anyone watching? Nope. It's back to just being me. And now people have come down and made it interesting, and that's the best part. And if they look back on this, that's even better. Oh, that's looking nice. Now let's fix the positioning of this leg. That's not a nice positioning at all. This feels like it should belong in a Pokemon. Pokemon want this one. Where's the kneecap? My new favourite game finds the kneecap. Fix the posing. I like that posing. 110. 160. What's going on with this bit of body here? That will bring the leg up. But then if we just do that, we need to stop it glitching. Yeah, that works. Once again, we're just fixing and moving that up. We've fixed that issue. This is the angle that we're looking at it from. Got a bit of crunching here, a bit of overlap. So definitely fix that. Like the way this body comes up here, I want this top half to rise. It's just crouching down at the moment. If it's gonna go up, and roll, then roll back down. And keep rolling, even though just a little bit. It's rough blocked, but that works better from that movement there. What does it look like on this side of the body? Oh yeah, that's much better. Safety has 26. Version 26, ladies and gentlemen, version 26. Oh. I'm loving it already. Like, mind you, we've got to fix this leg here by quite a lot. But if I go onto the foot, yep, the frames are a lot cleaner here. And we kind of want these to be still because we want the focus to be on the head and the body. Now, this foot is in this position here. Probably have that in a heart shape. Oh, interesting. Like, I remember TWEI using this music, but I didn't realise it was an actual Minecraft, like, in-game audio. Whoa, something's going on here. Yep. What in the daylights are you doing? How did I not notice you? Clearly we want this ankle to still be up in the air. But we need... if we want that... some terrifying music. Let's take another mood. Unless this works independently. We can keep adjusting this by using this. 70, where are you now? To over here. Move back. Move down. About this. There's been so much different movement here. 70. That's better there. 65. Kind of this is the kind of extra movement. 70, 75, 78, 81. Let's cap it at 30. You don't want this to get too over sorted. What happens when it rolls here at 90 though? I just put this back into normal position. Right, so I don't want that too far. 20. Really looking better. Got a lot of interest in knee movements here that we need to fix. No wonder, look at this. Like that knee should... that knee's not... actually no, that knee's just not doing anything. 65, 70... come on. Oh, away with you, fly. There we go. You have it coming over here. And then you want the knee. Come down over here. This to be over here. A bit more. 75. Where's my knee gone? There it is. 75. Get rid of that, because that's not helpful. 78. I definitely want this one to calm down last. Impacts. 81. Get rid of 81 there. Do I really want that there? .85, it finally comes to rest. No, it may go at 83. 86, I want it to come upwards. Keep it simple. 89, I want it to hit the ground again. Just look at these 2 seconds. Boink. There we go. We got a kadoof on the impact, and we've got it offset to the other 2 legs. Now before I carry on working on that leg, because mind you it needs a bit more work, because this is not bad actually, but we need to focus on this leg to get that same impact. Ah, getting into the swing of it now. You know what's commented? Ooh, you're commenting. If you add another skill of 3D software, which would it be? Modelling, rigging, lighting, texturing, storyboarding, or set dressing? Well, if I'm talking about personal preference, if not animating, I like the idea of being a layout artist or a background artist. So you know, modelling and texturing the assets, and then deciding where to place them within the level or place them within the set. Lighting is fun, but it's incredibly technical and incredibly advanced in order to do well. And what I can do to a basic extent, I don't think I quite have the eye. Damn, that really came at perfect timing. Like I know some people that are absolutely talented when it comes to lighting at university. Yeah, precisely in that one there. But yeah, if a level artist or an environment artist, if we're talking VFX, I like the idea of personally, you're like creating the models and the assets. But the thing is, that's really a generalist role. You would be, if you go down like career-wise down that route with those skills, you would be a generalist. You would model, you would texture, you would light where you need to be, you would render when you need to be. You're a jack of all trades. There is no such thing as a modelling role. You're a modelling generalist. If you model, you're expected to texture, you're expected to place in the scene, to do all of that. You then got animation, which is so advanced and so niche in that comparison. It's its own discipline. So if you're an animator, you only animate in the uni. That's just your area. But if you want to have a second skill that complements animation, there's 2 things you can learn. The main one is rigging, because you need someone to build the things that need to move in the first place, and they are always in short supply, riggers. Riggers, you're guaranteed a job basically if you can do it well, and it pays well because it's technical. The more technical a role is in the industry, the better off you're going to be in terms of job prospects and job security. Something like modelling or animation, it's more of a skill or a practice. Technically, it's not very advanced. Like if we're talking technically, I am messing around with a graph. I'm using perhaps 3 or 4 different buttons and a tween machine. And if you wanted to add more complexity, I could also use Adobe Sheets. Like you don't need a lot of technical understanding in order to animate. It's just learning the skills and improving, like with paints or pencils. But rigging, if you want a second skill alongside animation and you want to be employable, learn to 3D rig. It's hard. And if you do go down that route, you're going to want to learn how to code, because it's going to save you an infinite amount of time on rigging. All the tools, you'll just end up pressing buttons to create them. So if you want to be an animator and you want to be more employable and learn a second skill alongside, do rigging, and by proxy, learn Python. Oh, the impact really sells, especially on the back legs. Thank you. That is what I'm focusing on now. The impact and the offset. Because I'm already getting the positioning better than what I want. Oof. And that back leg especially. Like, mind you, this back leg here I need to fix. It's doing a lot of twisting. But the front legs are moving quite nicely now. The horse is recoiling. Now, before I fix that, I want to fix this, because this is giving me an aneurysm every time I play the animation. So first off, where is it at 60? At 60, it's here. Now, knee-wise, I reckon we bring that down. That coming over here. So we want it to be heading towards the body. This is important now, because this is actually helping us angle the hips a lot better to fit the pose, which, as you can see, we haven't done almost any of, but that wasn't really necessary until we found a hip position. Definitely want to bring this in here and bring this across 360. If the kneecap's going this way, the foot we want to be slowly rotating in this direction. And at 70, he's flexing upwards. So if he's swinging his weights one way to get ready for the other direction, this guy, quite literally, if you're thinking of it like a punch or about to step, this is the anticipation pose. So the body swings this way first before it falls to the ground. This is all at 71. Gonna improve that there. That's coming down, but we want it to flex. Like 71 there. That knee definitely needs to come this way because that will show us the direction of the leg proper. Same way, we don't need the knee this frame. We've got a much. You can already see it on just looking at our graph. Look, our lines look smoother. Eventually, you can when you get good enough, you can start eyeballing it and go, right, that looks out of place, or that looks out of place. Like I am now finally at the point where I'm moving away from the reference. I'm trying to make a pleasing animation, not copying video one for one. Is it in the background? Right, move it to 70 because this is irritating me now. Let me have it in the background in case I want to have a look at the original positioning I'm copying from. Because you don't animate from your imagination, you use reference. Here on the fall down. What hits first? That hits first, so ideally we want this foot to be really coming down fast. Already at 75. This is a tangle of frames here, but this is why I keep them structured. So you start with every 10 and maybe every 5 for your in-betweens. Right, there's a key pose. That's an in-between. There's a key. There's a main pose. There's a main pose. The storytelling poses. That's an in-between movement to get there. That, for example, although I like my idea, is coming down far too quickly compared to the rest of the body. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to rotate it back to here. So less movement and rotation there. Where does the knee look proper? Because right now it's far I reckon this is far too closed. I need it to kick out. Another useful tool is the orientation. So it's orientated to world, but I can orientate it to the actual horse. If I can go down there, so the direction completely changes. That's just a general axis, but moving everything from bit to bit is going to make very stiff movement. But moving it from the actual animal gives me a lot better control of where it's going. 75, 78. I want this one to be well and truly aiming for bracing for impacts. By this point, I'm putting this back into world. I've done the rest on world. It's going to look incredibly weird if I don't put that bit on world. 75, 80. So okay, 78 is not necessary for this bit. I'll probably go. What I'll do later on is if I wanted to further improve, is you go through, you clean up your curves, and rather than having every fifth frame, I would then go through and move in all to more, so every third frame. You don't want the more frames I add down here, the harder it is to make adjustments to the body and adjustments to the main bits, which is why you don't want to rush ahead. But when it comes to tweaking, you want to control every single movement of every single frame. You try not to leave it up to interpolation, which is when Maya, the software, wants to fill in the gaps between, let's say, frame 70 and frame 75, where it's made you 72, 73, and 74. A 2D animator doesn't have that interpolating, or they do it with AI or with other tools nowadays. But that's a different discussion altogether. But 3D has been doing that for many years, like filling in the gap between your two poses, getting to A to B. But unless you tell it the speed and unless you tell it how fast and how far and at what angle, it's going to look 3D, which is where we get it from in the first place. Like, this is almost cartoony now, because I've got such a dramatic shift and for what I originally planned. And then here there's almost nothing to suggest Not on the back, because it's all on the front. So by 80 it hits the ground. Or it should hit the ground. Now here's where the fun part comes along. What pose is that? That's... okay, that's alright. 80... I don't know why it's going over there, but look, it's swinging. And this tends to happen when we're adjusting key poses, but we don't do anything about the middle frames, which causes that jutter, which is why it's better to work in steps for this bit, technically. I find... that bounces upwards. Hello. Lunch. You told me to sort it out, so I'll sort it out in my time. Right. We're at 85. We need to press those cheeks together. Animation is one of the only disciplines where looking at a horse's rear is going to help you. There we go. Also helps here. Slightly open to begin with for anticipation. Tensed on the impact itself. And then we want it to relax. What did I just do? Relax slightly, open and close before coming back up. Rotation of 6, but we don't want it to rotate. But see, look, I've done that. Suddenly all of that is now out of whack. Also, another thing you'll realise, if I was to change the data, you'll notice that because I've copied and pasted this, that we'll probably get some weird movement here if I was to go through. If I was to press this and press the A button over here, the auto tangent, which is what's interpolating and making us nice smooth curves whilst we're doing this, you actually see it adjust. And now there'll be a ease in and ease out that automatically adds. There's none here, of course, there's no change in movement. But yeah, damn, it is necessary. There we go, so it lands. Let's go back to this leg here. So it lands at 80. The other leg comes down and definitely braces, but it braces into it. If this horse is doing what I think it's doing, it will be wanting to get away from the impacts of the other leg, not towards it. So we need to bring this leg across. And 85, that's when it jumps up in the air. Five, 86, 87, 88. And that's where you want it to settle, where it's a good idea to go, so maybe there would be a good one. So both. And then that's okay, we're not far off now using the original pose, because we want to, even though some poses don't make sense with the changes, I'm going to keep elements similar. That there should definitely have a big impact where it twists. Because we've got this massive hip movement going on. So it's not going to make sense if we've got this huge hip twist but there's nothing going on with the knees then. Almost like a swish and a flick. So that definitely down there. There we go, because this is only a fifth of a second. You get used to your times as well. And here at 100. I'd say we just want to keep that pose actually on this one. And then on 100 we just want a big rotate here. So now it goes. Get rid of tool settings. It refuses to go down any further than this. It was not this high earlier, so I've bugged him. I've bugged Maya. Mine's very buggy. There we go. That's already looking good better. Save that before we lose all our work. Keep saving, because trust me, the amount of times I've worked and lost half an hour because it crashed for any reason, you don't want to go there. If you add another skill, do you use animbot? No, not currently. Basically, I've only got basic tools. I use a tween machine. which basically if I was to select this, we've got, let's say, I've got the main pose at 83, some weird movement here, at the very least we've just got some jumping up in the air there, and it moves the frame 100. Then what you can do, you can use the tween machine to go, I want it to look closer to the last frame, which would have been this one, so very little movement, and then suddenly it'll have less time to get to this movement, which will speed things up, which results in that. Or I can make it look like this frame. I suddenly get there, so suddenly it will arrive there faster, and it will hold, and we've now just created a hold. So the leg will remain in position before going to the next one. So now it looks like this, which I'm actually going to keep. It needs to adjust that knee, however, because there's a lot of sudden movement with the knee. Because after an impact, we want everything to come to rest. I think it's just a hip. So I go on this. Yeah, here is a sudden change. So if I... cat box don't do anything useful there. There we go. It's a bit on the smoother side now, but the hips are obviously a sharp movement. And this bit's also work in tandem. Save that. But no, Animbot may be something I look into. But right now I'm just doing everything manually. So if I play this, yeah, I still need to fix the leg positioning, because once again this is still broken. That leg's still very clearly broken. The front legs, not a lot of movements, but they're looking better than earlier. And of course that back leg there is because we haven't set the movement in. We only got to 100, and then it's twisted to this, so go back in there. 110 I've deliberately wanted to put that there. But that looks really off, so we'll get the fentlock, move there, and then it will slowly come inwards, but I don't want it to come that far inwards, that's mental. And we don't need that, because that's a mimic of this. And we don't need that, that's even more extreme. So I've got some slight movement. But this leg still comes inwards. So I'm currently not too sure how that's... yeah, subtle. It's not right though. It's not right though looking at that, so I'd have to go back to my reference to see how the legs interact in that regard. There's some... hang on, where's my... okay, I'm about to run out of Minecraft music. Whoa. Volume alpha, we'll just play alpha. So we're going back to like old Java here. Like there's some things that are very obviously incorrect. Like this, like the whole bit with this, the left back leg, left being blue and right being left. Like here, we really need to bring that down if we're keeping the leg in that position. And now there's 30 frames of interpolation where it's deciding what it wants to do. So anyway, if that's being lifted up, frame there, 130, it makes more sense for it to be there. Or this would be angled inwards and downwards. And it doesn't make sense for this to suddenly shoot up. Why is that shooting up? What's causing that to shoot? It's not that, there's no animation there. Oh, back. Yeah, don't mess with the rig. Last thing you want to do, you're just guaranteed to break everything. Now, is it the rotation of this? I think it is. I guess make that the midpoint. It comes up too much for my liking. Sometimes you get some unintentional movements that you can use to your advantage as you make it look good. Like if that knee... I wanted something. Yeah, like if a knee comes in and flexes here. So let's make that intentional. And then I want it to flex outwards. But smoother than that. Then it needs to get it a little bit more out. And a bit further out. Okay. And there's far too much knee movement here. Because there's just far too much variation in the time we've been set. So keep that down. Boom. Down. We have to keep that over there in order for that to work. And here. Nope. Keep it down. Nope. Keep that further down. Keep that further down. If our knees are bending this angle, then our hoof should also change a little bit. Anyway, I still believe that should be further into the ground. I should get ready for impact. Boom. That should go down about there. Otherwise it's going into the ground. This is what I mean by the, like, improve. This is what I mean by tweaking. So many little bits that bring it together. That should definitely come more inwards. If there's such a snap on that leg, then there needs to be an equal snap on the hoof there. And then I prefer to keep that new position. But then if the legs rise in here, I also want the ankle to respond in kind. I really fancy playing Minecraft now. How do you look? Okay. This is now moving more like a leg. There's a lot of movement that we don't want, that we're going to have to fix. Like, I don't think that... I still don't think that that leg should be rising anywhere near as much as it is. So... you don't need that. That's useless frames. Oh, this is 360 Minecraft music. I want to clean that up. Yep, that's better. Okay, now, in terms of this leg, we don't want it to resume back to this position. We want it to remain facing. Still trying to escape. Because look, there was where I've moved it. That's where it was, and that don't look good. Back. 60, Control C, Control V. Here it's floating in the air. We don't want that. This, all of this for an ankle. Here, sudden movement. So, whomp, whomp. And then here we want this to come down because now it's resting all of its foot on its hind knee. There we go. Oh. We've gotten close. We've gotten what we wanted. There we go. Look at that. Oh, someone just murdered some. Death. Very fitting. Right. Did anyone commented? Ooh. Okay, new person. Hey man, what's up? I'm new here, Had. Welcome. Mashigo. I can't pronounce your name, I don't think, and I can't get rid of the hashtag. There we go, that's annoying. That one's redacted. Fair enough. Plush. Are you a full-time animator, or is animating one of the 3D related stuff you do? What's up? No, I'd say I'm an animation specialist. Like, I do have other skills. Like, first year of university, they made us learn quite literally all the basics of every area. So a bit of basics of rigging, basics of modeling, basics of texturing. I'll actually be able to show you what's I should be able to show you what my models look like. If I go view my channel, hey, TV watching community. There we go. Is it going to give me a big one? There. Am I showing my screen? Yep. I ended up... This was an exercise we did where to do with sharks by soft modeling using Mudbox. And then we did take it into ZBrush and we done a few bits to it to increase. But it was mostly done in Mudbox, this one. We hard modeled the basic shell in Maya. We then used the inbuilt Mudbox tools in Maya to create a lot of the shell and difference. Took that into ZBrush to get the normal maps. We then took that into Mari, the texturing software, and that's where we've done all of this and used the maps we generated in ZBrush. I think it was. I'm going back like a year now in order to do this bit, as well as a lot of the techniques, so the teeth, the eye, all the details of the fins. And then afterwards we took it into Houdini, the effects software. We were given the HDR for the backgrounds, and that done our lighting and our environment with the water. We got taught how to add these effects in here, basically with like the waves coming up, sprinkling off that from being so in shallow water, which I can't actually quite remember how to do that one, but it was something very specific. And yeah, we hit render, and we also used grunge maps as well to get like the detail of like the sparking bit. And if I also go on this, there we go. I also modelled the cafeteria in my university at the time. Mind you, this actually extends over here as well. It's just the way YouTube uploads these. They're only uploaded 4x3, where this is a full like 9x16. Actually, the easiest way to show... There we go. This is my art station, by the way. There we go. This is the full render. So we did learn, mind you, much of these were just slapped. This was using Substance, and much of these were just using the pre-built textures that I then just changed the, changed the settings of going through there. If that makes sense. Going through sense. So I do have the skills, but I'm largely, that's my art station. But yeah, I am largely an animator specialist. But I do have skills in other areas. Gaining insight on animation. Are you still in school? I am in university, so I have done 2 years university. I have 1 more year left, and then I am in the workplace, trying to be hired as an animator for a career. But until that point, I've done 2 years of college if you're American, or uni if you're European, I think. I've got 1 more year left, and then I'm trying to animate as a career. Do you animate animals more, or humanoid characters, or all the above? Well, the best way to show you is to once again go back to the channel. Oh damn, 48 people, that's great. Is going on here, so you can see the videos of what I've done. Recently, over the past month or two, I've been focusing more on animals. So I got my lion animation. I would have my lion animation if it wasn't for the adverts. Or bad internet. There we go. So I did this, yeah, about a month ago now. Well, mind you, this is more of an advanced block out, so I'd need to actually go back and improve this further and give it a background. And it was animated to camera into reference, more of a learning exercise. I did this for my... Sorry, fly. I did this for sort of my end of second year project. So I had 2 weeks to make an independent creature animation using a rig that I was provided by my team at the time. And I created this, which I'm quite proud of, because it was the first time I made an animal think to have a bit more personality than just walking on the spot or galloping or running on the spot. There was also the university short film as well, which was my main contribution, but that was sort of a animation element where I took a pre-existing one that I did for the pilgrimage short film I did and made it better, because you can't see any of the animation because of the poor lighting decisions in this one. Oh, I'm only the animator, so that's my problem. And recently, or I guess 3 weeks ago, I went on holiday for the whole of last week, so this is me just getting back into it. I animated the horse. And this was the state it was in before the this was the state it was in before streaming today. But mind you, that's just the animals I've spoken about. I've also done plenty of human, so you know, there's some practice pieces where I've done like cycles of like sneaking, because you can't do too many walk cycles. They're bread and butter as a 3D animator. I've also done like purely body mechanic pieces. So this is my latest attack animation, which I'm quite proud of. Mind you, it's just there purely to show the animation. There's not really cinematography considered for this one. Just trying to show it to you from every angle. More for a game engine, so it does the animation, goes back to the spot. Like if you're doing a combo of moves. Boom. Yeah, that'll be a portfolio piece, but I need to do some more work to it. Same way I do some more work to the horse. And then everything prior to that was, yeah, it was more build-up. So this was action animation for TV show sort of idea, set by Blue Zoo, one of the animation companies in London at the time. These were freelance pieces that I got sort of commissioned for in experience for the third years of my university above, where they wanted some extra help on their short films, which is what you graded on at the final bit. And they were both action pieces, or they were both sort of body mechanic focused. There's build up to my own short film that I had to make with a group in my second year, and of course because I was in charge of the animal in this one, it was more animal animation, getting used to that. And then prior to that, it was all sorts of action, acting, emotive. And here we're going back to last summer, so this was a year ago. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Oh, I just opened something. OS sneak cycle. All the above at the moment. I'm running out of water. Need to go to the loo. Probably just stream for 20 more minutes at this rate, I reckon. There we go. Because I'm going to need the loo, I'm going to need more water. Family's going to bed now, living at home at the moment because it's a summer holiday. I don't understand why this is locked in place. Oh, that'd be right. Apparently not. Oh, I love my... There we go, my fixed. Lock the interface. Clearly didn't do much. Okay, there we go. So yeah, if I was to play this from ground one, because I don't know how much you've seen, it now looks like this. Oh, I need to change that last bit. All my focus for today, by the way, has been on the second half. It's everything from frame 60, I believe. So all the changes have been done there. So I've fixed a fair bit of the feet positioning on this one. I've been focusing on the landing, getting better posing, guessing that bounce on the impacts. Fixing, most of the time I've been fixing the neck for this bit. So the neck's acting completely differently now from that bit. But I need to fix the last seconds with the neck, because the neck's distracting me. I reckon we could just leave the neck there and just have it hit the ground, because this is too much. This is too much movement. Why have we got frames there? I don't know. Gotta be careful. My delete button and my power button are dangerously close to each other. Move that there. 80%. I get. Oh, didn't mean. Yeah, I've got a lot of. If we're doing it this way, we want to make it. We just want to make it rest here. There we go, so we got rid of the extra movement there. We just now need to make the head fully rest on the grounds at this stage. So then we can grab that, grab that. Oh, I love it! Okay, now we grab everything. Get rid of that. We want to hold at the end, Control C, Control V, extend the animation to 170. So we're adding more animation seconds, which once again in industry animation's expensive, so don't want to do that on this bit. But you also need empty seconds between the movements. You want to let it breathe, otherwise you'll be rushing through movement as you're trying to get across. Like, you stop and start, you pause and go, you think and act. You don't do everything at once immediately, otherwise it's robotic. The hard part is just getting them to look relaxed or pace. We now have a relaxed horse. I love him. Gorgeous. Oh, this is so much better. I definitely need to fix the movements towards the other bit. It's still very... like here, when the head's going down. Needs a bigger bend here. Get the head up the floor a little bit. And we need to make the head go thump here. So it might actually. Oh, okay. Neck. It might quite literally just be a timing issue. Like 130 to 140 is fine. We just kind of need to make it hit the deck around 150. Tiny bit of movement there, but yes, there we go. Because it looks stiff. No, not stiff, just slow now. So maybe if I was to bring... This is where the between machine comes in and you start controlling the timing. Like, yep, that's nice. What about the build up to it? Okay, oh, that's good. And we're going slow to speed up. We're anticipating the movement, and then we do the movement. I love him. I need to give him a name. Horse rolling over doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but calling it Bernie, people might not find it in the search results. This is why I animate. I want to breathe life into characters, make stories with them. It's just an advanced version of drawing your... It's just an advanced version of shooting your own film. And drawing the stories that you'd make up for your own characters when you draw pictures of them when you were younger. Or whether they were like from shows like Dragon Ball and Power Rangers, so you'd love them so much, so you'd end up drawing them and creating your own adventures with toys. That's all that, when you boil it down, it's expression. And this is just an advanced way of, like, kids do it all the time when they play. This is just an advanced version of that. Or much more specialist skill. But yeah, that is how we have got the second half looking. Let's play it from the start. I'm so proud of that. That's infinitely better. It's not even done. Because now we have to add in those little movements that you were talking about earlier. Because right now, those ears need to be moving and reacting with the head. And I have no idea how that works. Also, I can move them, but I need to look at the reference now to see how the ears would flow. Because this here, like, the ears should flop forward, or at least like wiggle when head hits the impact on this bit. As well as the ears should move and swish about to their own muscle. Like, they should brace and show signal for landing before this head even goes like this. Same way this tail is only blocked out. Just a sort of general direction of where I want it to go. But it needs to be... But this tail needs to be more sporadic. Or it needs to move, it needs to swish, especially the end bit. A lot more so than the body. And come to rest much faster as well. It's not going to flop because that's just a model. It's not individual hairs because that would take a lot of rendering. I don't think my laptop could handle. Oh, I love him. See if anyone's here. I've just been rambling. Ooh. See you on Wednesday. You're going live on Wednesday. There we go. Yep, you answered my questions. Thanks. No problem. Thanks for coming down. I'm going to be stopping about now because I think it's a good time to stop. Now I've got the animation where I want. It's a big question, thanks. Yeah, no problem in that regard. I use Blender 2. I use Blender 2 broke from my lot. No, in that case I am lucky. It's I get it for free through the university for 1 year for like a student license. So after my third year of university, if I'm still animating after like the October, waiting for employment and practice, because if you work in these places they give you Maya, I'm going to have to switch to Blender and learn the tools and controls for that one, but the principles remain the same. Heck, I don't even know my models would work in Blender. And I know you can get discounted versions of Maya, but it's still like £300 for a year. It's expensive. See you on Wednesday. Going live on Wednesday. Probably not, because I have grandparents coming around on Wednesday. And then I'm already promised to play Minecraft with a friend on Wednesday as well. But I should be going live on Friday. I can make it... Yeah, I'd go live on Friday. I'd go live tomorrow if I wanted to. So, either Tuesday or... Either Tuesday or Friday I would go live next. And it would just be more horse improvements or the final horse improvements. And then I'll go back to the attack animation and improve that and give it a setting. But, yeah, no, what I'll do, because if you want to know when I go live, put the notification bell on, because that means you'll get notified the moment I click the live button or the moment I upload for this stuff. I try to stick to uploading once a week, and if I can't upload a fresh animation in a week, then what I'll do is I'll try to live stream more. I don't currently have a schedule for live streaming, but if more people keep coming down and more people keep asking when I'm next streaming, I will start having to set up a schedule, so that way people can actually know when I'm doing it, because otherwise you just don't know. Like, I only told it about halfway through the day. Press this button one more time. Oh, who's a good girl? Yeah, save before I lose all my work. Damn, 4 people. But yeah, there we go. And external cam. There we go. But yeah, it's 10 to 11 in my time, so it's getting late and my house gone to bed. But yeah, thank you for coming down. I hope you've loved it. If you want to see more, you know, subscribe. If you want to be notified when live streaming, hit the bell so you know when I'm actually live. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. Honestly, everyone that's come down tonight, thank you. It means a lot. I'll be streaming again, ask more questions, see more work. And yeah, this is Callum.